Wait. So glad you could make it today, everybody. Well, we are going to go ahead and get started, just like Karen just said. And we just we're all about helping families thrive. And so we are really focusing on women in particular today. So we're excited to share some really fun things with you guys, some healthy tips and hacks that we have in order to help us age more gracefully. Whether we're moms, grandmas, or niece, nephew, whatever, all of us women in particular really want the beauty industry is huge, right? Like everybody just wants to look and feel their best. So we're looking forward to sharing some tips with you guys today to help you do just that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm actually going to talk about some things to do in the kitchen to kind of help you out. Because I don't know about you, but I don't like long ingredients lists. I like to know that the food I'm eating is healthy and it's going to do good things for my body. So when I see some different recipes, I just want to try them out. So I saw this recipe a while ago, and so this gave me a great excuse to give it a try. And these are called peanut butter banana blender muffins. I know, what a funky name. I think that's just the whole reason. So if you can see it, I made them last night. They're actually really good. They're kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup, sort of, but healthier. And all that's in it is I used a cup of natural peanut butter. I just got this at Costco. If you guys have that down by you, it's organic. A couple of eggs, 2 ripe bananas. These weren't quite as ripe as I would have liked, but I threw them in a bag trying to speed up the process because usually that works, but it did help some, but they probably could have been a little riper. Half a teaspoon baking soda, a teaspoon vanilla, 2 tablespoons honey. I actually prefer to get like local honey, but I haven't gone to a farmer's market lately. That's just more healthy for you to have more locally grown honey where the bees are in your area, and it helps with people with allergies actually. So it's pretty cool. And then the secret ingredient is what we use is this protein, this vegan protein powder. It's called Complete. And so you need 2 packets of this in one batch of these muffins. And then you just blend it in your blender. So simple. And then just put it in little muffin papers. I use the papers rather than sticking it straight in the muffin tin. And then bake for 8 to 10 minutes. And then you have this healthy, you don't have to feel guilty. It's just a healthy little snack. So this is something, if you're a mom or a grandma or an aunt, that you could have your kids help you with, because it's literally just throwing everything in the blender. There's nothing to it. And then it's kind of fun too to scoop it into the little cups. Also, it's just a neat family project. But this secret ingredient here, we use this all the time, actually. It actually has 13 grams of protein in it and 7 grams of fiber. It's low glycemic, which means you don't have it and then your sugar drops and you feel exhausted afterwards. It's the opposite. You actually feel better. And with having so much fiber in it, guys, like, where can you find a protein drink that has this much fiber just in the protein mix itself? That's what I love about it. My pediatrician said a long time ago that 40% of all kids' doctors' emergency room visits are because of stomach pain, and that is related to constipation. And so it's a huge problem in America. We just don't get enough fiber. And by having something like this, where there's 7 grams of fiber just in the protein, let alone like I'll add chia seeds or sesame seeds, or, you can add a myriad of different things. We had like fresh spinach we'll throw in our smoothies, just a variety of fruits that you can put in there too. So anyhow, it's a game changer. So these muffins were a great hack. And so Karen will explain, there's a way for you guys to get like all these recipes at the end of things that we're showing with the facials that are coming up and healthy mocktails that are coming up, as well as these muffins. So another thing that I do actually every morning is I use this to make a protein drink. And we make all kinds, but kind of my son's favorite, I know it's going to sound a little redundant since I just made peanut butter banana muffins, but it's a similar list of ingredients. We use this, and then I love, I don't know if you guys have Trader Joe's by you, but I love their organic peanut powder. And so it's so nice because you can just put it in your blender cup and it doesn't leave gooey peanut butter that you have to like chisel off afterwards. It's really nice to be able to just clean that up more easily. And then you just pour it in a glass after you mix it with almond milk, and then I throw a banana in. And like I mentioned earlier, you can throw all kinds of veggies and fruits in there. But his favorite is peanut butter, banana, and almond milk. That's his favorite. So we have that for breakfast almost every day. And I know he's going off to school with his brain functioning well. He's not going to have that sugar drop because it's a low glycemic vegan breakfast. And so it's a great way for him to start the day. And so because I knew I was going to be talking tonight, I made one of my favorite things. There's also a vanilla version of this delicious protein drink. And I don't know about you guys. Does anybody here like cinnamon like year round, right? I mean, it's not just for Christmas, right? So it may seem out of season, but my favorite of the little protein bites is snickerdoodle. And so I made these snickerdoodle bites and I just stick them in the fridge, and we have them year round actually. And so there's, so whoever shared this event with you can kind of share. We have lots of cookbooks, but we have one in particular of all the different recipes you can make with just these protein mixes, because they're really a lifesaver in our house. And so, as I said, all of these things you can do, you know, with your family or solo. This is nice even in the summer because you don't have to heat up your kitchen, you know, this or the smoothies. It's a nice thing to not turn on your oven for. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to, I hope you've learned some good things with that. If you have any questions at the end, feel free to ask. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Lydia, and she's going to show you some fun ideas that you can do for a facial to help age more gracefully. So Lydia, we're excited to see you.
Thanks for all that great information. And I didn't know that Trader Joe's had the powdered peanut butter. So thanks for mentioning that.
Love it. Yeah,
and you all look so beautiful. And I'm here with my headband on and my hair wild and my mask on. And one thing I like to talk about is skincare you can eat. You know what I mean? And so we use what I have on right now is our berry blend of Karen mentioned our capsules, and it's all food. So our berry blend is 10 different berries, and it's all whole food. And I've just taken some of it and mixed it. Look how dark that is. Can you see that color? And it looks like mud, and you could just, you know, rub it on, but I've mixed it with some coconut oil, and you could probably use some olive oil, but I use coconut oil just a little bit just to make it creamy. And you put it on, and I'm telling you, so first of all, coconut oil is a natural emollient. It's has vitamin E in it. Whoops, I got some stuff on my fingers. And it's a great moisturizer. And then the berries, did you know berries actually help produce collagen? That's such a big buzzword right now. And to know we get it every day in our berry blend, which is why, you know, we've been actually published in the Journal of Skin Pharmacology, proving that it helps improve microcirculation. So what does that do? That helps decrease redness, decrease inflammation, prevents wrinkles. Who doesn't need all that, you know? And like I said, decreases inflammation. So, and there are over 400 polyphenols that you're going to get from the berry blend. So it's not just skincare on the outside, but it's skincare from the inside out. And so when you mix this berry blend, and I'm going to show you, I've got this berry capsule here, and I'm going to put it on this white plate. I'm going to open it up and put it on there. And if you could see that deep purple color, and you don't see that in other, I know there's other fruit blends out there. We don't add any artificial colors, so that colors that you see are natural from the berry blend, the berries, and tens of thousands of phytonutrients that you just can't get in a vitamin supplement if you're just taking like a lab-made vitamin. And so I would say put this on, this mask on, leave it on till it dries. It's not going to dry too much because of the coconut oil. And then you just take a wet rag and you can wipe it off. And I'm telling you, you know, rinse it off with warm water. Your skin will be smooth. It's like a little microdermabrasion, but it's smooth, it's soft, and you won't believe it. And just to know, not only on the outside, but I can eat my skincare. You know? So nothing damaging there. And thanks so much. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat, and we're going to go over to Nicole.
Oh, great. Well, I am so jazzed to be sharing a couple of mocktail drinks with you. it was kind of hard to decide which two I was going to do, because the recipe book available, they all sounded so delicious. But now mocktails are kind of like cocktails, but without the alcohol. Just normally add sparkling water, a little fruit, berries. You can add vegetables. There's different recipes that you can use. And sometimes I'll just look in the fridge and look what's available. So it's a re-energizing drink that I can have morning, noon, or night. But before I forget, ask the person who asked you here for maybe for them to send you the recipe book, because there's a recipe book with mocktails, I think 40 plus mocktails available. So be sure and do that. The choice I made was two choices: mango mojito and a ginger mimosa. Now I'm going to slant my little screen down so you can kind of see I have a galley kitchen, very small. Now with the mango, I love mangoes, and this is the season for mangoes. They are so beautiful. So I slice the mango and then I cross slice it. I don't know if you can see it. And then you can open it up, and then that way you can have really delicious little bites. Now they say to put this in the blender with a couple of mint leaves. Now I have pre-mixed this because I just wanted to save time and your ears with the blender. They say to use a blender. They also say to use a food processor, but I only had the blender. So this is what I came up with: a little mix of the mint and the mango. They say to add, if I get this right, ice and then sparkling water. Do a little stir. And then a squeeze of lime juice there. And to top it off, do another little stir. Top it off, I do a little lime wedge and a little mint. So there you go for the first one. Now, the second is my ginger, mimosa. Now, ginger mimosa, this is like pretty easy, which I was kind of amazed. Orange juice, a little ice, sparkling water, and then you add the sliced ginger root. Now I like ginger, so I actually sliced 3 slices, and then a couple of clementine wedges. Perfect. I've got to add just a little garnish because it makes it look so nice. There we go. So there you've got your mango mojito and the ginger mimosa. Now I have to take a taste of this this ginger. I'm sorry, I have to take a taste of the mango because I'm just been waiting for this. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to toast all women, mothers, wannabes, spiritual mothers, to have a healthy, happy, and wealthy life ahead. Bless you all. Okay, I think it goes to what, Karen?
Yes. I don't know if anybody else, I'm sitting here dying, wishing that this was an in-person event, because I want some of the complete peanut butter and chocolate and bananas my jam, and my son as well. I wanted to mention real quick that, it's not too TMI, right? Because, most of us are moms, or we have nephews, or, we've been around little kids. But when my son was in preschool, I used to send him, instead of sending him with junky stuff, I would send him with a complete shake. I would send it in like one of the little blender bottles, and I would send it for his morning snack. And the teacher hated it. She came up to me one time and she says, I don't know what's in that stuff, but we call it poopy powder, because about 10 minutes after he drinks it, he is going to the bathroom. So yeah, that I can attest to the story that she told. It's so funny. And Lydia, I love that you took one for the team, because I'm usually the one doing facials on the Zooms. So thank you so much. And she mentioned, the research with, fruits and vegetables. And I don't think it's any surprise to anybody, right, that fruits and vegetables are healthy for us. It's not, no, you're never going to see on the cover of Newsweek that man dies eating too much broccoli, right? It's just not going to happen. One of the things that we as women, I think, really struggle with almost our whole lives, and it just makes me kind of sad, is that we are always comparing ourselves to others. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, it's kind of like a cartoon joke, right? Where you got the big fat man, he's looking in the mirror and he sees himself as, really fit and, and super handsome and, and really skinny and fit. And then you see the woman who is beautiful and she sees herself as fat, and I think we walk around comparing ourselves to other women, and our skin, and oh my gosh, I have more wrinkles. So we spend so much money on, on just stuff, right, for ourselves. And I love that Lydia showed you. I have not tried that facial, and I cannot wait to try that facial with the berries and the coconut. I am going to do a different facial, because one of the things I like to spend money, don't get me wrong, but I like to spend money on things I really want. And I don't want to spend it on things that have chemicals. I just posted on Facebook the other day, that your skin is the largest organ. So what you're putting on your skin is getting into your bloodstream. There's research showing that if you're using well, my post happened to be about sunscreen. You're using sunscreen with a lot of chemicals in it. It's showing up in your bloodstream, or, putting on your skin. So we need to be careful. So one of the things I love is I love to be able to eat my facials as well. And then they're so inexpensive. So, oh gosh, I have somebody calling. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is I think all of the ingredients together probably cost $20, and you could get months of facials out of this, because I probably do this once, maybe if I'm lucky and I remember, twice a week. I actually use, oh, I forgot to bring it down. Shoot. I can post it in the group if you guys want, but I have my facial wash is a vitamin C from Avalon Organics. You can buy it at Whole Foods. You can buy it at Publix. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on VitaCost. And I think it's like $8 for the bottle. And it lasts me, I think, a month, 2 months. It lasts a long time. And where I got this recipe, I should mention, is Dr. Mitra Ray. And she is a biochemist in our community, and she looks like she's about 30. I don't know how old she is, but she is just gorgeous. So I remember when she wrote this book, Do You Have the Guts to Be Beautiful? I was like, well, I want to look like her. So I can tell you, I have not read the book. I bought it for the facial, because I just thought that's, it's got to be good, right? And it's all food. So she recommends some sort of vitamin C wash. So you can find something else, or if you have something else, that's fine. And then she recommends rice bran. So to exfoliate, you can either buy rice bran, which is a little bit harder to find, but you can also use ground up lentils. So I have some ground lentils. Who should use the ground up lentils are people that are maybe having some breakouts. Maybe you're having adult, acne. Maybe your teenager has some acne. So you don't want to scrub it really hard, but that is great for people that have acne. I actually use ground oatmeal. I just use organic oats, and I put it in a, like a little, oh my gosh, coffee grinder. Actually, I don't drink coffee, but I have a coffee grinder for grinding other things. And then one of the things, that we've talked about is how good fruits and vegetables are when we eat them. And we can see how great it is. It comes out in our skin, right? You can tell when somebody is not eating healthy sometimes. I can tell when I'm not eating healthy sometimes, and I'm eating too much sugar, or I'm eating too much chocolate, because all of a sudden I will break out. But so one of the things, if it's good if you eat it, it's great if you're putting it on your skin also. So one of the things I add to it is I add the purples and the berries, the veggies, and the fruits, right? So the fruits and the vegetables and the berries are with juice, plus the capsules. We just open them up like Lydia showed you. And then I mix it up and I put a little bit of water. I'm thinking now I may try it with like coconut oil sometimes, but I put it with water. I use it as an exfoliant. I leave it on there for a little while. And then her next step is to take lemon wedges, and then not scrape off, that sounds terrible, but wipe off with the lemon And then now you've got lemon juice on your face. So if you have age spots, if you have anything else like this, you can actually leave the lemon on. So I've done that. And then I've actually gone, well, I'm going to stay in today and I'm going to clean the house. So I'll do this facial and I can leave every step on for a little while because I'm not going anywhere. And then I'll leave the lemon on for, for an hour. She said you can sleep in it overnight. And then you can rinse that off with hot water. And then my favorite step, and I did this facial earlier today, but I'm going out to lunch, so I couldn't do it live on here, is the omegas. So we have a plant-based omega. And when I started taking this, when it came out, I don't even know, is it 2 years ago? Maybe somebody can tell me. I had heard all about omega-3s. I had never taken them because I could not find one that I really just thought was impressive, right? There's hundreds of them out there. And then when Juice Plus came out with it, I knew it was going to be good because they had done 10 years of research on this. And it's not just omega-3s. We hear all about omega-3s. We've got to get it. You've got to eat more fish, omega-3s. Well, guess what? It was mind-blowing to me that learned that fish do not have omega-3s. It actually comes from the algae. The reason they tell you to eat fish is because they eat the algae. So we're cutting out the middle fish. And it's not just omega-3s, it's omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And it's like my favorite. I just love it. So what I do is in the book, so you guys, if you don't have Juice Plus and you're interested, you can ask somebody that's on this, that's on the Zoom that invited you. But you also don't have to have the Juice Plus to be able to do this. One of the things that she talks about is as a moisturizer, because she wrote that book before the omegas came out, is she said you can use jojoba oil or a grapeseed oil. You could probably use coconut oil, right? You can probably use avocado oil. There's a lot of natural food sources that you can use as a moisturizer as well. Well, it's not pretty, but I don't even poke it with a pin. I usually just bite it with my tooth. I'll do it now. Because I did this facial earlier and I didn't put my omega on and I felt kind of naked without putting it on. So I put this on as a moisturizer. Now, my tip is I'm going to tell you that you're going to be orange for a little bit. Okay. So you do not want to be like 10 minutes before you're going out to dinner with friends. You do not want to be putting this on. You want to put it on at least probably about an hour. And then you also need to put it on at least an hour before you're going to bed, maybe even a couple of hours before you're going to bed, because it will come off on your pillow. So you definitely need to think about when you're doing this, but I have seen a difference in my skin between this facial and the omega. I get compliments on my skin all the time, and I was never that person to get compliments on my skin. So I hope that, if you guys have the omegas, that you try those. I also want to talk about, there's another facial. I want to talk about another product that moms love, or anybody loves. Actually, I shouldn't even say moms. There's a ton of men that love it. I don't know if you guys can see, I have a tower garden in the background. And that's an aeroponic, hydroponic growing system where I grow a lot of fruits and vegetables. I got to say, I never thought I'd be growing my own. I never thought I'd be eating kale, and I never thought I'd be growing kale, never. And one of the things that I want to talk about is infused waters, right? Like, so I love the mojito idea. I got to try that mango one, man. I'm dying over that one. I used to have a mango tree in Florida. So, but last night, when we did a Mother's Day event last night, she talked about the tower garden and some of the stuff she grew on there. And she talked about the basil and how it's supposed to help, detox your body of metals. And I went, oh my gosh. And I have a ton of basil on my tower garden. And she said it's with, basil and lemon. So I went ahead and I made a mason jar full of basil and lemon. And I'm really excited to try that later. There's so many infused waters. When you walk into a lot of nice hotels, they have the big, container of infused water that you can drink there. My go-to one is actually cucumbers and mint, which I grow mint on the tower garden as well. And sometimes parts of the year I grow cucumber as well. And then basil, I also looked up, I have not done it yet, but there is also a basil facial that you can do, which was kind of similar to the vineyard, but you can take basil and you actually boil it down, and then you can mix it with some oil, like avocado oil, coconut oil, something like that, and then put that on your face. So again, another idea with using food, right? You can use honey on your face, and that's like a toner. You can put avocado on your face. There's so many different foods you guys can put on your face without having to spend hundreds of dollars on, products. So I hope that, does anybody have any questions? I haven't been checking the chat. If you guys are checking, is there any questions?
Well, I don't have a question, but thank you. Just wanted to mention that honey is also an excellent antibacterial.
Yeah.
If you have a scratch, you can put it on there. So it's really good to put on the face as well and let it just soak in.
Nice.
If you dampen the face first, of course, that
Yeah.
opens the pores. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Neelani.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
He is
I didn't realize that.
awesome. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys got some, some great tips. We do have an event page where we can post all of these recipes, the facial recipes, the mojitos. You can ask for actually the mojito cookbook, the complete recipes. There is a complete cookbook as well. So don't feel like we're just, after this Zoom, we're like, good luck. There is a lot of resources out there. We would love to help you. And as women, we got to stick together and try and help each other, right? We want to look as good as we can, but we also want to feel as good as we can. So I hope you guys had a great Zoom and have a great day.
Thank
See you then.
you.
Everybody, happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye. Thanks for joining today.
Okay.